Hello there, I'd like to warmly welcome you to this video. Now, if you are wanting the ability to work remotely but still have a career, then stay glued to this video. I've got 5 sites to share with you in which you are able to search for career opportunities where you can do your job, you can do them sitting at home in front of the television, or you can go down the beach and still work, or you can even do it from a coffee shop if you're wanting to. So I've got 5 sites, as I said, to share with you, so make sure you stay around. If it's your first time here, I'm Melanie Webber, and my channel is all about helping people to have time freedom, have financial freedom, and really have success and fulfillment and happiness in both their career life and their home life. So if that sounds amazing to you, if you like to get in on that, then make sure that you hit subscribe and the bell notification below, just so that you can know when I drop new videos just like this one. So without further ado, let's jump into these websites. Now, before I start on the first one, which is We Work Remotely, I am saving what I believe to be the best of these websites until the end. So please do watch this video in its entirety so you benefit from hearing about the best website, or the best website in my opinion. So the first one, as I said, is We Work Remotely. Now, this is, they quote to be the largest remote work community in the world with over 2.5 million monthly visitors, which is insane, absolutely incredible. Now, on this website, they do enable you to not just find a job, which ultimately is what you're wanting to do, but they also do have some resources here as well, some articles and just some really handy information that you might want to know. Like, for example, if we click on down here, the remote work resources, it's got some helpful tips and tricks. Like, for example, some of our favorite apps to help you manage your personal and business lives, stay organized, and increase productivity, which is something that really sometimes people struggle with when they're not used to working remotely, when they do have a traditional 9 to 5 job and then they flip over to working from home. It can be a little bit of a challenge. So having things like that are really, really helpful. There's also things like even gear, some of our favorite hardware and gear for remote work so that you set yourself up right. There's some reading options, but there's some really great resources that they've put together to help you be able to work remotely successfully. So that's just one of the things. There's also in here remote work trends under resources. So you can see that over the last 5 years, remote working has significantly increased, and that's no doubt no surprise to you, given that people are wanting greater flexibility. It really does reduce costs from an employer perspective in terms of office space and having to provide a lot of tools and resources and stuff for employees. So there's some really interesting information. If that's something of interest to you, then you can go in there and check out remote working trends. Okay, but you came here to find a job, so let's get back to that. So if we click on the magnifying glass here, that is how you bring up this search box down here. So in here, you would type some keywords of what you are looking for in a remote job. So you can see some examples here, contract, location, time zone, that sort of thing. So if we were wanting to use, just as an example, maybe we're looking for a full-time job in programming. So full-time programmer, and if I hit enter, then it is going to bring up search results that are closely aligned to or feature those sorts of keywords. So you'll see down here, and sorry, this website bunches like jobs together, so they put them together or present them in terms of categories. So I guess industries or job function, that sort of thing. So you can see here that there's programming jobs, and the latest one of these was posted 1 day ago, so very, very recent. So you can see here senior software engineer, senior software developer, experienced engineering manager, and senior application engineer. Now, if we keep scrolling, there's a job that that's under the development ops and sysadmin jobs, which I'm guessing is systems admin. There's a senior infrastructure engineer under that one. So that's one option available to you in We Work Remotely. Very large community, as I said, and some really great resources outside of finding a job in here as well. So be sure to check that one out. The next website I want to share with you is called Working Nomads. Something that I really do like about this website, can't really talk today, is you can either use the search function over here again with the magnifying glass, or you can just simply look down the categories here and just click on the particular industry or job function that you are looking for. It is as simple as that. So if I'm wanting to look at, I like the terminology customer success. That just really sounds positive to me. So I'll click on customer success and it will instantly bring up jobs that are under that umbrella of customer success. Things like customer service representative and help desk analyst. So you can search for jobs really, really quickly. And also too, the thing I like about this one as well is on the front screen, it lists a lot of jobs. It doesn't provide a lot of detail on the front screen, so you're not having to have scoliosis or develop repetitive strain injury just from trying to scroll down the page to see the jobs. You can see very basic detail on the front screen that this one is a customer success role, it's a contract role, it's in customer service and works in the call center. So you've already got 4 pieces of information about that job, and that's just from the front screen. Now, something else I'll highlight on this website, and to be honest, this is on most websites, is that you can create what's called a job alert, and I strongly recommend that you do this. So if I click up here, then I would put in my first name and my email address, and what I would do down here is select the job categories that I am interested in receiving job alerts about. So a bit of a list here that you can choose from. So you would just tick the box on wanting to know about administration jobs, about marketing jobs, about sales jobs. They're the ones I want to know about. And then I can actually choose when or how frequently I receive those emails, whether it be daily or weekly, and then hit subscribe. And the great thing about these things is that you don't have to be on the job website every single day looking for what new jobs have been posted. You will automatically receive them in your email inbox. So you are made aware as to what jobs have become available, and you can then go and apply for them if they sound like something that's of interest to you. There's also an advanced settings with this one as well, so you can filter or be a little bit more specific as to what job alerts you receive email opportunities about. So you can select full-time, freelance, or part-time, and also too, you can enter in some keywords in there as well that will narrow your search even further. So that's a really great tool, no matter what job site you are on. If you are finding the search results from your searches useful, then make sure that you do sign up for alerts. So that is the second website I've got to share with you, Working Nomads. Now, before I flick over to the third website, if you are enjoying this video, if you are getting value from it and finding it helpful, make sure that you hit that like button below to let me know that you are finding it helpful. Thank you. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, so now we are going to jump on over to the third job website, which is called Remotive. All right, so the third website is Remotive, and this one is, in comparison to the other websites, is probably a little tiny bit more restrictive in terms of the roles or the industries or disciplines that you are looking for in a job. So they primarily offer or post roles that are all around these categories of software development, customer support or customer success, design, marketing, sales, product, and everything else, but they're pretty limited. So if you are looking for a job in one of those areas, then Remotive is going to serve the purpose for you. So you'll see on their front screen just down here off the bat that you can subscribe to your email update, so you don't even have to go any further. You can just sign up for them right down the bottom there. There's also, before we jump in and we actually do a search, there, if you go up here, you can search for remote companies. So you can just quickly have a look and have a look as to whether they're already hiring, and just get to know a little bit more about the company as well, which is really quite handy as well, particularly if you're not familiar with the company, or more to the point, if you know what company you want to work for and you want to just find out a little bit more information about them. Okay, so that's that bit. There's also, again, resources as well. So this featured another website, but it's got resources around. They've got their own blog. They've got salary information. They've got tools, which we'll just jump in there very quickly. And they also list things that they find really helpful. In this instance, it's things like software that can help you when you're working remotely, and hardware as well, because you really do want to be set up properly to be able to work from home successfully. So that's just a few of the other features of the website, but we will go back and we will actually do a search for a job. So again, you're just putting in keywords. So because they are one of the areas is around customer support or customer success, we might just go customer service, and you'll see as I'm typing, I'll just go back, it's automatically coming up with some suggestions of roles that you could be looking for. But let's just go customer success and hit the enter button. So you can see here that there's a number of companies that you can do this role from, and then it started to categorize customer success roles under these different categories, such as software development, customer support, customer success specifically, which there's 39 in there, which you would expect that to be the highest one. Things like customer success manager, customer success support, postmark, etc., etc. And there's even one in design as well. So there's the third website, Remotive, extremely easy to use, with some extra resources as well. So be sure to check that one out as well. Now, the fourth job website that I wanted to share with you is called Jobspresso. Now, this one is a highly reputable site as well, really renowned. You can see here some of the websites, some of the companies that it has been featured in. So you can just see that it is held in well regard. So if we keep scrolling down, you can see some of the featured remote jobs. So just off the front screen, without even having to type in any search, you may already see an opportunity that is of interest to you. It's got the latest remote jobs, so the ones that were advertised most recently. Something I like about Jobspresso is very clearly, even on the front screen, you can see information about these jobs. So for example, this one is worldwide. This one needs to be done from the United States. This one Central European time. You can see the categories in which they are and when they were posted. So you're already getting lots of information without even typing in the search field. So they've got here why people love us, and they've also testimonials, and they've also got a list of companies that use them. So no doubt a number of these brands are jumping out at you. So let's just scroll back up to the top and actually do a search. So to browse jobs, we'll just go up to browse jobs, and then we will select the industry that we are looking for a job in. So I'll steer away from customer service for a minute, and let's go maybe into sales. Okay, so now, sales, we might put in a sales and marketing manager, which may be a little bit specific, but we will just give it a go. Location, we're looking for pretty much anywhere. Choose a category, so we might be looking for a full-time, and we will just leave it at that. So we can see that there are 15 matching records. We can see what the title is, where it's based, category is under sales, and the date here, February 28th, is when that role was posted. So that's come up with a pretty good sales manager, pre-sales solutions architect, sales operations manager, sales manager. So that's hit the target of what I was looking at in sales and marketing manager pretty well. So that's Jobspresso for you, another great option, and it's actually my number 2 pick of job websites that I've got to show you for you. But the number 1, the one that I personally do like the best, is Remoteco. Now, Remoteco, you can see here that it is of high standing. It's been featured in all of these companies which are well regarded themselves. So the reason why I like Remoteco is it's got a number of features outside of just looking for a job, and which is a feature of other websites as well. But I just like the depth that Remoteco go into. I believe that they really genuinely want to do everything that they can to assist the job seeker. So I'll show you some of these features that I'm referring to. So up here, if you click on remote workers, they provide you a whole heap of information to assist remote workers to be successful in that. So in here, they've got a number of Q&As that they've developed by people who are working remotely to really help you in your journey to do that successfully. So a range of questions of going remote. For example, how and why did you start working remotely? How did you convince your company to let you work remotely? These of course are people who have already got an existing job and they've moved their place of work to be at home. What are the greatest challenges to work remotely? Excellent question if you have never worked remotely yourself. Working remotely, things like what gear can't you work remotely without? Do you work from a home office? How is it organized? So really basic questions, but really valuable questions that sometimes people are just too scared to ask. Things like remote career. How would you consider returning to a traditional office job, or are you remote for life? Remote life, digital nomads, and so the list goes on. So some really great information there that isn't covered in other websites that I've encountered. They've got a remote work blog that you can check out, which has got some awesome material in there as well. So articles such as, is it time for a career pivot? Learning to work from home during the coronavirus, the new normal, which we're in the throes of the coronavirus at the time that I'm making this video, which is why this one is appearing here. But lots and lots of really helpful resources to plug into to help you to be able to work remotely. Okay, but let's get back to our website. Oh, sorry, I'll just point out too, you can get to those Q&As from the front screen here too, where it says remote workers Q&A, the blog, remote jobs, etc., etc. But you can also sign up for their weekly Fresh Jobs newsletter from the front screen as well. But we will go and now search for a job, and the way that you do that is we will click in remote jobs. Okay, which brings up this screen, which I think is really well laid out, and it's as simple as, or in doing a search, is as simple as just clicking on the industry that you're interested in a job in. So for example, data entry, and it will bring up automatically all the online data entry jobs. How easy is that? Can't get any simpler. You can see when it was posted, and you can see, for example, here that this one's a freelance job. You can see the company. This one you can see it's an entry-level, freelance, and part-time. So it does give you some really good information from the get-go. So that's the 5th and last website I wanted to share with you of websites that you can go to find a great job working remotely from anywhere around the world. So I hope this has been of help to you. I really do. If you know someone who you think will also benefit from watching this video, make sure that you share it with them. But also on that, if you have found it valuable, or if you know of any other websites that you think are great to check out, then be sure to leave a comment below. I do read every single comment left on my YouTube video, so please do leave me a comment so I can come back to you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until I see you next time, make sure that you take the greatest of care.